Oh, never mind. That's awkward.
No, yeah.
WH cockfuck.
Hello, everybody. This is Mike and
Wait,
Zach.
do you want to try? Do you want to make sure the audio is good first before we
Yeah,
go?
I can tell it is. It's not really quiet this time. See.
Okay. Well, ignore what I was saying.
Ignore up to 20 seconds. Because I'm not going to bother. This is going to be completely raw. I'm not going to edit any of this. I'm just going to throw it up
I like that.
on YouTube.
I like that.
I have that little motivation.
Good evening, motherfuckers. It is another horse riot of a night at the Live Free Studios.
Also known as, I literally just showed up at Mike's house.
Yes.
And we called it Gucci.
And no, we struggle with a baby gate for about 25 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't want to announce that. That's kind of a weak point in my life. But I'm 19 years old. Damn it, I have a high school diploma, but I can't operate a fucking baby gate.
Yeah, that was kind of. I wish we would have aimed a camera at that. That could have been the backdrop to this review that we're doing. Speaking of which, we are doing a Joker review. A review over the film Joker. Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix. Joker by Todd Phillips. Joker that came out in 2019 from DC Films and Warner Bros. Zach, what would you like to say?
Well, I want to lead off with we are talking about the newest Joker that just came out October 4th of this year, 2019.
I just said Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix. Joker from Todd
Damn,
Phillips.
Mike, I know. But we've already established our dynamic is you're the crackhead one, and I'm the one that has to translate all your crackhead bullshit into actual professional stuff.
I don't know. I think most people know who Todd Phillips is. I mean, who can forget the amazing American film The Hangover Part 2?
I can. I forget it every day.
And The Hangover Part 3. That one's better.
I try to forget anything involving Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen wasn't even in that. That made that so much funnier. Okay, Zach, what do you want to lead off this review with?
Okay, well, first I just want to say, I think you and we talked a little bit about it before we started recording. And we both agreed that it was an incredibly dark film.
Yes, it was.
More so than we anticipated going in. Especially, we both knew, it's like, okay, it's a film about the Joker, becoming the Joker, it's a DC movie, so obviously it's going to be pretty dark.
Yeah.
But then we walked in and we're like, where the fuck did all the light go? Holy shit.
Yeah, I literally looked around me and I was like, I cannot see a goddamn thing.
Well, that's because you're in a theater. But
I choked on a butterscotch.
Figuratively and literally speaking, the movie was
I missed
very
my straw
dark.
like 3 times.
Damn it, Mike.
No, but the movie was very dark. But what I liked about that was that the scenery wasn't really too dark. I thought that was kind of a nice.
Right, the movie literally starts with him dancing as a fucking clown on the sidewalk.
No. I mean like the color scheme.
Right, he was a clown.
Yeah.
The protagonist was a clown.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
The font was bright yellow, massive text.
I love that text too because the words Joker didn't even fully fit.
Yeah, they were cropped halfway up.
I love that effect because it even added to like the insanity.
No, yeah, and it gave you the movie was set in the 80s.
Yeah,
and
81.
They set it completely off by the font they used for the intro slate was a 90s and 80s kind of movie font.
That was another touch I really liked about the movie was that even though it was set in the 80s, there was a lot of elements, like in terms of the text, and even I would say some of the costume effects to a degree, that made it seem like it wasn't in the 80s, which really added to the whole insanity factor. They did a lot of psychological stuff.
There was a lot of like kind of melding and melting of stuff.
And they did really
combining
good with that.
Honestly, though, walking into it...
No, Joaquin Phoenix is his name, not walking into it.
Walker, Texas Ranger? Going into it, I didn't want to try to compare it to Heath Ledger's Joker or Jack Nicholson Joker or even Mark Hamill Joker.
Let's not forget Jared Leto.
I try to forget that.
I forgot his name. That's how bad he was.
Did you see he was like a fucking crying baby about the movie?
Yeah, I saw that. I laughed.
I did too. I really did. I'm like, you are the definition of petty.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. But anyway,
Suicide Squad was
an awful film.
Horrendous. Not amazing.
I know people who love it.
I know.
And I'm like, what is wrong with you, Jared Van Halen?
Yeah. Shout out to Jared Van Halen.
Van Heroin. No, I didn't want to try to because I already knew going in that the movie was about him becoming the Joker.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know the whole how it fit into the DC universe.
Yeah.
I don't really follow it a whole lot. I'm more of
Yeah.
a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
Shoot me. But
Gunshot effect.
I still
Bang.
Pew.
513.
Yeah.
Pew. just take what I just did. Kapew, and put it at 513.
But I still enjoy a good
Yeah.
DC movie.
Oh yeah.
And
Dark Knight.
this one was definitely a good DC movie.
Oh yeah. It was
And
definitely one of their.
The thing about it
up
was,
there.
and I recommend if you're for some reason listening to this and you've not already watched the movie, or
Get the fuck off of this
or
screen now.
even if you want to watch it again,
Yeah.
don't compare it to Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson.
Oh, I thought you were giving him a spoiler warning. That's why I said
Or-
get the fuck off the screen now.
Well, I'll put the spoiler warning at the beginning.
Oh, you're gonna
Like
you're
completely
gonna
different
title
thing.
cards.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'll even voice
okay.
over it. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Um,
What, you think you got the fucking right to do a fucking voiceover over something I was involved in?
I can do more voices than you.
Oh, I don't think that's quite true. You're right.
Mike has
You're
one
right.
voice, and it's that.
Actually, there's two. Yeah, no, that was just the same one.
I was saying, don't compare Joaquin Phoenix, his character in any way, shape, or form to Heath Ledger's Joker, or
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson's Joker, or Mark Hamill's Joker, or
Only to
God
Jared
forbid,
Leto's.
Jared Leto's Joker.
Only compare him to J-Led.
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 For the explicit purpose that this Joker is...
On the come up.
This is the very first Joker incarnation, technically speaking. This is him right after he becomes
He's
the Joker.
going through puberty, basically, in the transition phase of
Oh
becoming
my
the Joker.
god. Yeah. Yeah, he's in that phase. Weird things are happening to his
He's
body.
in his terrible twos.
But the thing, like, even Heath Ledger's Joker, the story behind that Joker is he cut his face into that smile.
Well, there's multiple stories
Right.
that he gives.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, my point being is this Joker is just literally a mental fucking nutcase
Yeah.
who goes into a spiraling, like a downward
Yeah.
spiral and becomes this Joker. And my issue was I was trying to compare it, like when you first meet Arthur Fleck, who is Joaquin Phoenix's character.
Yeah.
When you first meet him, I was something like when you first meet the Joker in Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And it is nothing.
It's entirely
nothing the
different.
same.
It's entirely
Because in
different.
Dark Knight,
Yeah,
I
but
believe the first time you meet him,
he's robbing a bank.
was it?
Yep. He's the introduction of the movie. Him and his crew are robbing that bank.
I thought it was whenever there's someone hanging upside down or something like that, and he like comes really close to their face
Well,
with a
you're
knife.
fucking wrong.
Shut up, Mike. That's the scene I remember because I remember feeling a genuine sense of discomfort.
That was like the second or third scene with him. Actually, Heath Ledger was only in The Dark Knight for about 15 minutes. A lot of people don't realize that.
And about 14 of those minutes were him blowing up the hospital.
Huh? No, I'm for real. Like, he was only in it for 15 minutes. Like, if you look up, like, actors with limited screen time in big movies, like, Django, something.
Boba Fett.
Which one's in Empire Strikes Back?
Boba.
Yeah, he's only in that for, like, I want to say, like, 8 minutes.
In the entire trilogy, he only has 5 lines, and one of them is his screaming as he goes down to the
Oh, really? Yeah.
Starlight Pit.
Yeah, and then there's stuff like that, but Heath Ledger was only in The Dark Knight for like 15 minutes, but the way they had him scattered throughout the film.
That I feel like solidifies the point that Heath Ledger's Joker was so fucking good that I remember more about the Joker in that film than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone does.
I want to, like but what I'm trying to point out is whenever you first meet the Joker in Dark Knight, it's a genuine feeling of discomfort. Yeah. Like, it is the most disturbing, unpleasant feeling in that movie.
Whereas when you meet Joker in Joker, like, it's kind of, well, you don't meet Joker, you meet Arthur Fleck at first, and it's not really relatable, but it's more like you kind of understand where he's coming from. Well, I mean, the girl that I took to the theater to see Joker, she... You know, I mean, she was joking, but she was like, "That's how I do my makeup," you know. And you know.
I think I might be delving too deep into the philosophical rabbit hole here, but it is Todd Phillips, so who fucking knows?
Yeah.
But
He actually did a video where he explained the introduction of the movie. That's pretty interesting too to watch.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll add that to my list. But I was looking at.
I'll fax it to you.
Thanks, Mike. I'll send it by carrier pigeon.
I'll fax you the link, and you'll have to spend the next 15 minutes of your life typing it letter.
How long do you think it takes me to type?
Well, I'm not saying that it takes that long. I'm just assuming that your fax machine is quite a while away from your computer.
Yeah, in Grundy Center in Brothers Market.
Yeah. So you had to drive back and forth because...
What?
Yeah, you wouldn't take
I have a laptop.
Oh.
I have a phone I could type it into.
Well, that's just fucking khakis, isn't it?
Oh my god. Anyway. Like looking at it, it's like he's a... Arthur Fleck he's a clown.
Hey, watch your mouth.
He is standing outside of a store, waving a sign to get people to buy the store as going out of business.
Yeah.
And then he gets, like, someone steals his sign. He goes on a chase through the entire beginning scene.
Yeah.
He is going on a chase through Gotham City, and then gets fucking blindsided by the same sign, and then beat up.
Yep.
That is all happens before you even get the title Joker.
Yeah. Yep. It's a pretty eventful scene for someone who lives a pretty boring life compared to the rest of the movie.
I mean, to be honest with you, that movie
you cannot be honest with me.
Is an extremely boring movie.
It is.
It's a very slow, boring movie, except for there's a few spikes in it.
Yeah.
Where oh, here's 3 gunshots. Here, a guy being slammed against a fucking wall.
What I liked about that, and I don't know if you even know this, but the reason Robert De Niro is in that film acting as the late night comedian,
Murray Franklin, the sort of David Letterman style
is
character,
because Robert De Niro played someone very similar to the Joker in a 1970s film called Taxi Driver from Martin Scorsese, and that film was also very boring with spikes in it, and it was just like the Joker where there was the whole rapidness at the end, like escalating, and in that movie, wrong movie, awkward. Well, Taxi Driver also had a big influence on the Joker, but I'm thinking of King of Comedy, where Robert De Niro is playing a comedian who goes onto a late night comedian show to kill him. Well, he kidnaps him to make it. Yeah.
Right.
So there was Martin Scorsese was actually a producer for the Joker in its early stages, so a lot of his movies actually have a lot of parallels on Joker, and a lot of Martin Scorsese movies are like that, where they're boring with spikes.
I mean, that could be said for a lot of just modern movies in general.
Oh yeah,
like from
Drive,
the '90s to the modern.
Nightcrawler,
Baby Drivers like that.
Baby Driver. I consider those like a trilogy: Drive, Nightcrawler, Baby Driver, and Taxi Driver. Oh, there's 4. So there's more. Yeah, I didn't think of the 4th one until I said the first 3. But yeah, those are all in the same realm. They're all about silent people that drive cars that do things that they shouldn't do.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
That
was deeply philosophical.
Yeah, and they have nice haircuts.
You got a haircut, by the way. It looks very nice.
Well, thank you.
They can't see it because it's audio.
Yeah,
but
this is the best format.
I'm gonna take a picture for you. And
this is the best format
right
to
here
applaud
at
my haircut.
13, whatever the hell. I will
13,
clip it in.
19.
There we go.
Let me see that picture before you vote it on.
Nah.
Let me see that
I'll
picture.
snap it to you later.
Okay.
I'll fax it to you. I'll send it via carrier pigeon. It's fine.
You better send it in your finest bottle. Over
I'll do it.
The river in Iowa.
The Cedar River.
Yeah, the Cedar River.
Between Cedar Falls and Waterloo.
I'm going to be waiting for many a months.
Some guy in China finds a bottle with Mike's face on it.
Yeah. He picks it up.
Where were we? I was talking about how there's only a few spikes, and then it does.
Oh yeah.
It just out of fucking nowhere ramps up right at the end.
Yeah.
Just goes AWOL.
Yeah. Which you texted me and you were like, "What do you think of the Joker?" And
after I watched it.
Yeah, my first reaction was I was like, "It's a good movie. It's a really good movie, but I feel like something got cut out of the script." And then you pointed something out to me where you were like, "I think it's kind of intentional to show his downfall," and I was like, "Huh." I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I was like, my nogger was in the wrong.
If you've seen the movie, I don't know why we're being so cryptic with everything. If they're watching this far, they should have already seen the movie anyway.
Yeah.
But
because you got a spoiler warning at the beginning.
Yeah, and that's your own fault at this point.
Yeah.
Towards the end, obviously it's a very, very slow movie throughout the entire thing. You have a spike when he kills 3 guys in the subway. You have a spike whenever he slams his former coworker against his wall.
Yep.
And then lets the midget out.
You have a slam when he gets in the fridge.
That was the weirdest fucking scene.
I
He
know.
just crawls in the fridge.
I know.
And I feel like that's where it starts. That's right where that spiral starts, because I think that's where you were talking about where there's something cut out.
Yeah, yep. And you know what I said immediately when I said that scene? I said, you know what? I'm gonna go home, be an American, drink some beers, and I'm gonna take all the components out of my fridge, and I'm gonna step inside that motherfucker and see what it feels like.
I remember looking over to the girl I was with, and she just kind of gave it a weird look, like, the fuck?
But once again, this is the best format to reenact looks on.
Well, if they hear me go, the fuck, they might understand what I'm saying.
But they didn't see the eyes.
Shut up. It's like, whoever was that? I don't know.
Leonardo DiCaprio from The Departed. Another great Martin
Leonardo da Vinci. Amazing.
Yeah, he's a great Ninja Turtle. He is my favorite Ninja Turtle. He walks around with a hard piece of salami, and he smacks the bad guys on the head, and he says, "You got ninja'd."
Get some cold cuts. Wham!
Yeah.
No, I think that the fridge, where he just crawls into the fridge, it's kind of like that first scene.
Yeah.
Because obviously, until you like see the rest of the film, that is like so completely disconnected.
I know. Yeah.
From what's going on.
Yeah.
Because then you start hearing a phone ring.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even get out of the fridge.
Yeah.
It cuts away.
Yeah.
So he's answering the phone.
Yeah.
And then you pointed out when he's with that girl.
Yeah. Yep.
And like you see him, and just suddenly. Later on, like a few minutes later, even.
Yeah.
All you see is, he was imagining that the entire time. Yeah. Because he goes and sits in her apartment.
Which was great, but I just feel like there should have been a few more scenes with the girl to really give that complex.
I think what they were trying to do was emphasize, he is someone who's loving him. Yeah. And then it's like slam in the face. No, he doesn't.
Like a quick,
his mom abused him. He proceeds to smother his mother to death.
Yeah. The only thing that loved him at the end of the day was the clown nose.
Yeah, himself, really. And those thousands of protesters.
He hasn't learned self-love. He's like a sick little puppy.
He painted his own face and then shot a man. Shot Robert De Niro. How many people can say they've shot Robert De Niro?
I can.
No, you can't.
You're right, I can't.
Like, I feel like that should be like Joaquin Phoenix's
in Taxi Driver, I believe he takes a gunshot.
Was he killed? I've never seen Taxi Driver.
No, he wasn't killed. No, and that's the thing about that's how Taxi Driver ends. Taxi Driver ends with him killing a bunch of gangbangers because he finds out that this girl that he likes that's like 14 and he's like 28, but we're not gonna go into that. He finds out that this girl he likes.
We're not gonna go into that.
He finds out that this girl that he likes is basically being used as a prostitute. So he goes into the place where she lives, where there's a bunch of gangbangers, and there's just this very violent gun shootout, and he kills everyone, and I think he gets shot himself. And then the film kind of twists it because they make it look like he's a hero, like the newspapers like honor him and shit, even though he just went and killed a bunch of fucking people. And that's where I think like a lot of the Martin Scorsese type shit.
That's
really,
that must, because that's literally the end of the film is
exactly.
He's being pulled from a police car by a shit ton of protesters.
There was actually an article after the Joker where it was like Taxi Driver in modern age and how it compares to Joker, and it was actually pretty interesting read. Well, what's also interesting is that Taxi Driver inspired a guy to get like super obsessed with the actor who played in Taxi Driver. I can't remember her name, but she's a famous actress. And then he shot a mayor, or a mayor or something, just like the dude in Taxi Driver tried to do. De Niro in Taxi Driver tried to do. And that's what a lot of people were worried about with the Joker, was that it was going to inspire that type of violence.
That or a lot of political kind of outcry. Because a very central theme to the whole thing, I think it's supposed to be kind of a supporting underlying theme over the main story of Arthur Fleck, is this, in Gotham City is in a fucking mess right now. It is in complete political turmoil. It's in the middle of a bunch of mayoral campaigns right now.
People are literally taking their toilets out of their houses and placing them right in the middle of the streets and taking a big old fucking shit right in the middle of Gotham City streets.
Metaphorically.
Yeah, metaphorically. they're just taking their garbage and not putting it in a garbage cart. They're just throwing it on the sidewalk.
There's like, you have all these protesters who are like of the poorer division, not the elite, not the rich. They're coming out and protesting all these people.
And that's where honestly, that's where dyslexia needs to stop. There's a difference between having a problem reading and having a problem making your garbage hit the trash can.
God damn it.
So if anything to take away from this film, I would say it's just it's hammering home the fact that people with dyslexia, they really just need to start getting their fucking garbage in the fucking cart. They give you a cart for a reason wherever you live.
In reality, the theme of the movie, not just Arthur Fleck becoming the Joker, going into mental, like just the dude at the beginning of I don't know if you noticed this, but at the beginning of the film, obviously, it's like, I have a mental condition, that's why I can't stop laughing all the time. Yeah. And towards the end, he stops laughing. Yeah. The laughing completely stops.
Not just that, throughout the film, like, the laugh, like, throughout the whole film, as it progresses, the laughing starts going away.
I don't know if, the problem with now, like, writing a lot, is I now analyze this shit way too much. Yeah. I can't enjoy the film anymore. Yeah. But I was thinking about this afterwards, like, while I was texting you about it. Yeah. Was he stops, like, smiling and laughing about everything about the time that he gets the medical records from the asylum. Mm-hmm. Yeah. At that point, and whenever he reads, and there's, like, that flashback scene to her with the investigator. Yeah. Is, like, he breaks. Yeah. That point, he completely breaks.
Yeah, because he realizes that his mom, who he thought loved him unconditionally, was beating him.
Beating him, abusing him emotionally, physically. Yeah. There's, like, the scene...
Not feeding, beating. Feeding is good. Beating is bad. Finding Nemo said it best. Wait, what did he say in Finding Nemo?
I don't know.
You haven't seen Finn Nem?
I have seen Finding Nemo. I've not watched it in a long ass time.
It's Finn Nem around the streets of my
God,
area.
Mike. The scene in the asylum.
Every day that I go outside to greet my neighbors, I'm like, yo, what's up? You guys seen Finn Nem? And they're like, Finn Nem? That was on TV last night. You gotta get used to the street slang around here, Zach. Z-Dog. Z-Dog port sniffer.
God damn it.
But Wa Fiend did a great job as Joaquin.
But the problem is, I couldn't figure out how to pronounce his name to begin with.
What,
Joaquin Phoenix? Yeah. I keep pronouncing it as, what the fuck is Joaquin?
I know, I used to do that too. But I've seen so many movies. He's great in everything he's ever done, from Walk the Line, you know,
I realize, like, films he's been in that I've seen him in.
Have you seen The Master?
No.
That is a great film with him and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
He's dead now. Philip Seymour Hoffman is. But
Thanks for reminding me.
2014, never forget. R.I.P. in peace.
I seen today someone shared a link on Facebook where it was like Uncle Phil from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air died. And I was like, oh my God. I have never wanted to take a baseball bat to an underqualified and uneducated swan before so badly in my life. So I did it.
So
Joker inspired me.
That
I'll come out of my hiding.
Joker inspired me. Even though that was a joke, that is exactly how the Joker goes.
Yeah.
Like, it's because at the very end of the film, when he's on the set of that sort of Late Night with David Letterman with Robert De Niro as Murray Franklin.
Murray something, man.
The reason why he goes on the show is because he goes to a comedy club, tries to tell his jokes. It's another kind of subplot going on, is he wants to be a comedian.
Yeah, and then Murray broadcasts him failing these jokes on live television. And he sees that while his mom is dying. Yeah. And that makes him, like, strive to be on the show even more, but not like he wanted to before, so he could tell his jokes and, like, be a successful comedian that made it to Murray Franklin. He wants to cap Murray Franklin's ass.
And he does.
Yeah, and
he goes. He gets called to come on the show. He goes on the show, and before he goes, he paints his face, which becomes the Joker, obviously.
Yeah, dyes his hair.
Yeah. Yep. There's a whole scene from dancing in the bathroom, dyeing his hair.
Kills his former coworker, scares the living shit out of a midget. Like,
the only point of comedy in the film is right there.
Yep.
When he goes, hey Arthur, can you get the door for me?
Yeah.
There was no other comedy in that movie.
Yeah.
Right there is the only point.
Well, and the fridge.
The fridge is kind of funny, but it was
more of a what the fuck?
It was in such a dense sort of moment that
it was in between such weird scenes.
You couldn't enjoy it in the moment because in the film it was like bookended.
You know what they should have done? They should have shown a very intense graphic scene of his mother beating him, and then just showed him getting in the fridge.
Oh my god, Michael. Actually, there was one moment that I found funny, which I felt bad about finding funny. But there's a guy next to me who found it funny too. Whenever I saw it just a few days ago in the theater that we were in. We were in it at 9 o'clock at night. So there wasn't a lot of people in there. Yeah. And it was like myself, the person I was with, and then like 2 or 3 other couples. That was it in the theater. And
you getting married or what?
No. There was someone else, like just a couple rows in front of me, that laughed at the same thing. So I don't feel as bad.
What was it?
Still, whenever he is smothering his mother with the
pillow, oh yeah,
the flailing that she does.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
Really?
That's how dark that movie was, though. I feel like they kind of did some dark stuff and made it kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the first few times that he's like laughing his ass off at nothing, like when he's on the train,
I laughed
has
at
to hand
the
the
bus
card,
part. Yeah.
That sort of stuff. I found that kind of funny.
I found the bus part funny when he handed the
card to the
card to the woman, and then he just started like laughing super hardcore. Yeah, Joaquin did a really good job. In fact, he can take my full-time job. I feel like he'd do better at it.
No, but yeah, the movie just had the theme was so dark that you almost felt bad laughing at any part of it. To me, anyway. I don't know.
I did too. Yeah,
but it was at that very last point, and this is what I was trying to point out to you. Whenever I said it was intentional for it to just suddenly cut and just start ramping up.
Yeah,
was whenever he kills his former coworker, lets the midget out, paints his face, puts on the suit, and he
starts dancing.
He spends 5 to 10 minutes in his apartment just practicing what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
He is not doing this on a whim. Yeah. He is planning this and practicing it, and he makes it look like he's intending it as a joke.
Another funny part is when he accidentally shoots that gun. And then his mom's like, "What's happening?" And he just turns on the TV. Yeah. turns up the TV, not on. The TV was already on. He just turned it up, as in the volume. He turns the volume up a degree, quite a few degrees. If we're being very specific, I would say he went from a solid 12 to a solid 48. I'm not very keen on the specifics there. That's just a mic guesstimation, and that's trademarked. So don't try to fucking use it, motherfuckers.
It costs money. We can't afford that. As your legal advisor.
Wait,
actually,
you know, if we were to cut out all the swear words on here, I bet
we could get monetized.
We would be in debt. We would be in debt.
We could monetize if we didn't swear as much, but whenever I come down here, all my filters just deactivate.
I know, it's because I don't have a filter.
Yeah. I work in retail, so I have to have a filter.
I am like see, and that's the sad part. I work in public, you know. But like, oh, geez, this is completely unrelated to the movie. But I'm gonna go on a little side story here because you will.
That's how these work. That's how these work.
You will find this funny. So at my work, we were having this like whole Christian conference because we're parking ramp employees, and this dude kept stopping.
We're having a Christian conference.
This dude kept stopping me in the parking ramp, you know, and he was like, "Does anything on you hurt? Does your back hurt?" You know, and he would be like touching me and like praying for me and shit. Well. Finally, one day he's pulling out of the ramp and he's like, "You ever go to church?" And I'm like, "No, not too often." And he's like, "Well, you should come over to the thing at 7." And I look him dead in the eyes, and I wasn't even thinking. And I'm like, "Well, hell yeah, that sounds like a great time." And his eyes, like I just saw the faith that he had for me all just drain. And I was like, "Well, I am not going now." I was lying about going before, but now I am not even going to act like I'm going. So I just kind of put my hands in my pocket, started whistling, turned around and walked away.
Well, hell yeah, that sounds like a great time.
Yeah, I know, that's funny as shit. Oh man.
But yeah. No, I want to one more thing I want to point out.
Go for
this. I'm talking a lot.
I got two. I got two more things.
At any point interject. I'm talking a lot.
Every time that you say that you have one more point, I'm going to have 2 more points.
Okay,
Unless you have 3, because then I will not have 4.
The only reason why I have so much to say is I've just seen it, so it's still fresh in my mind.
Yeah. See, that's the problem with me here is that like I'm having a hard time remembering it. So you're saying shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
You did remember the fridge though, and I did not recall the fridge.
That's because the person I went with found that extremely odd, and I found that to be something that I would be like, well, fuck yeah, drunk me on a Wednesday night. I dig it.
I feel like the reason I don't recall that moment is because it's like. It's really obscure and kind of like just really wedged into a really weird...
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because I think it's literally just a sort of Todd Phillips style... Yeah. Here's a really subtle trigger.
Yeah. Yep, yeah.
You won't recall this until you realize what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like the giraffe in The Hangover 3.
Sure. I've never watched The Hangover 3.
Well, there's one point where Alan, the guy who drugged them in The Hangover Parts 1 and 2, and I'm pretty sure he actually ends up drugging them in 3 also... Yeah, he does at the end.
I just realized I confused The Hangover with The Interview, and that's why I thought Seth Rogen was in it.
Yeah, I knew you had your shit backwards. Because you said something about Seth Rogen, and it made what you said so much funnier, but I was at that moment, I was like, you are thinking of something else.
I'm sitting here trying to remember, like, I was like, Seth Rogen was definitely in The Hangover. No, he was in The Interview.
See, I like The Interview for a few reasons. A, Eminem says that he is gay in that movie. I find that to be the funniest goddamn thing ever. And B... it almost caused World War III. And C, there is a very funny scene in that movie with a tiger where James Franco's character is out. Like he's trying to deploy a missile or some shit, and Seth Rogen's like, oh my god, there's a tiger right there. And James Franco's like, what, where? And Seth Rogen's like, be very cautious, be very still, don't move, that tiger can see you. And James Franco goes, the tiger has night vision goggles.
See, I personally don't find Seth Rogen all that funny.
I know, but
he's
James
a really good complimentary comedian,
exactly,
but on his own, he's fucking awful.
Yeah, like he's done like, I don't even remember what he calls them, but there's some like show for cancer wellness. And by the way, fuck you, Seth Rogen. You don't got cancer. Get the fuck out. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But that show was god awful. It was not very funny at all. Seth Rogen, if you are listening to me, please go back to the 40-year-old virgin. Find yourself a goddamn time machine and go back.
The 40-year-old virgin. Again, he was only complimentary.
Yeah, he was.
To Steve
he
Carell.
was only in that for like 5 minutes tops.
Yeah, because Steve Carell was in it.
Yeah, and Steve Carell's great.
If someone says no to Steve Carell, they're wrong.
I mean, Steve Carell literally got his nipples waxed on screen for that film. It was great.
Yeah,
and that's where The Office bounced in popularity.
I'm gonna title this the Joker review in parentheses and other stuff.
Yeah, and
because
other stuff.
We go on tangents like nothing.
Yeah, we do.
But no, what I'm gonna finally get to here is the spiral is it's intended to be really slow.
Keys, my phone was on.
Really slow and like just random parts, and then you have like Todd Phillips kind of going, "Pay attention."
Yeah, pay attention.
You're gonna miss this.
Yeah.
If you blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that's why I don't remember this fridge scene because he's literally going. Yeah. You're gonna remember this.
I feel like
in about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
When you realize everything is going to shit.
Yeah.
But you will forget it at every other point in time.
Yeah.
Like.
And once again, this is not the format to do a smile on.
Oh yeah, I did like do like a smile.
Yeah,
like,
you did it
after a couple seconds of silence.
You did do a smile, and the people listening at home they didn't see it.
That's how I feel. Todd Phillips would have been like writing it.
Yeah, he was
like just dot, like.
And then a smile.
Enter, and then
there's actually only 2 enters in a script.
Shut up. So, yeah, I mean, it just starts going faster and faster and faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
You go to him dancing while he's dyeing his hair in the bathroom. You go to him on the Murray Franklin show.
Yeah. Where
he comes out, and that's the most Joker moment in the entire film.
Yeah.
Nothing else speaks Joker like him dancing like a maniac.
Yeah.
Before the curtains come, comes out, dances on stage, goes over to the desk, shakes his hand, kisses the person that was already there.
Yeah.
Then sits down and doesn't say a fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just stares.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm like I want to point out, before I go off into the rest of this spiel that I'm speaking.
Yeah.
I have never, ever gotten chills from a movie before until now.
Yeah.
I have never been given chills by any movie, any show.
It was a very good film in terms of like the social commentary of how crazy you can actually get.
Right, but yeah. I want it does not slow down until the credits.
Yeah.
It just keeps ramping up.
Yeah.
He's sitting there, just a normal, kind of normal talk show with a guy with paint on his face.
Yeah.
But before they go out on stage, he asked him to call him Joker.
Yeah. That right
Until
there,
that point, he's not the Joker. He's Arthur Fleck.
Even when he dyes his hair, like Todd Phillips says something about that was when he became Joker, and I was like, I disagree with you, Mr. Director guy.
He's not the Joker until he's like on the stage.
Yep. Yeah.
And Murray, he looks like Gene and Murray ask him
to tell jokes.
Like, hey, can you call me Joker? And they say, why? What's wrong with your real name?
Yeah.
He says, you called me a Joker, so you're gonna call me Joker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deal with it.
I also really like it that scene where they tell him very specifically the rules, and the rules include like no harsh play.
Clean jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like his very first joke, if I remember right, was dirty. Or maybe it was like the second or third, but it was pretty early on.
Oh, it was like your son's been hit by a drunk driver or something like that.
Yeah. And it's just like, wow, okay.
It was the knock-knock joke, wasn't it?
Yeah, yep.
He goes, like, he sits and, like, just keeps flipping through his journal.
Yeah.
And you see there's a joke, but you see at the beginning of the film, and you see it again in his journal, where it's, I hope my death makes more sense than my life.
Yeah, yep.
And he flips through it, you see that for a moment, and
like
he comes
ponders
to the joke.
It.
Yeah, he holds it, and he goes, knock, knock.
Yeah.
And Robert De Niro just kind of goes, you gotta look that up. Like, it's cracking jokes the entire time until he gets shot.
Yeah.
It's literally just this really tense moment. Like, you feel tense before he even goes on stage. To me, I felt tense about it. Because...
my toenails clenched.
My toenails clenched. I know the Joker well enough to know, like, he makes jokes. He's fucking mental.
Yeah.
Dark comedy all the way.
Yeah.
And then he'll do something completely drastic.
Yeah. And I feel like this was the first adaptation, where they really hammered that home. Because before they really couldn't focus on him too long to the point where they made him a human. Because at that, it's like what you were saying earlier. At that point, he just wasn't a human. He was a criminal already. So it was nice to see him. I mean, in Batman, the 1989 one with Jack Nicholson, he was a human for a little bit at first. But there was just no downfall. Like, he was already a criminal, I guess, before he even had the makeup applied.
Well, see, even once
it wasn't even makeup in that one. It was toxins or some shit.
Yeah.
Chemicals that just made his skin. He had a Michael Jackson. He slipped and fell.
During
surgery, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, doctor. You're gonna have to bleach my whole skin."
Yeah, but I think you're right. I don't think any Joker's actually had time to like be the Joker.
Yeah, no.
Like in any sense.
No.
Heath Ledger's was like dark, like, but it wasn't dark comedy.
Yeah.
It was just genuinely really fucking dark.
Yeah. Like, they were all criminals. They weren't
like just.
They weren't.
And like,
wise
I can't do it like a good Heath Ledger, but like his really deep. Why so serious?
Yeah. Oh, like, I can do it.
Why so serious, huh?
Like, it's intended like it's a dark joke is what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But it's still because it's Heath Ledger and you've already met the Joker at that point, and you're like, this is mental.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mark Hamill voicing the Joker.
Yeah, he did great.
He really did.
Yeah, he can. Yeah. Like, the fact that he is remembered for just voicing the Joker, that says something. Because, like, I don't know if too many people know this. I took over for Michael J. Fox after Stuart Little 2. Stuart Little 3, 4, 5, God. That was Mike Barkhoff. They called me Michael J. Bark, but but a lot of people on the streets, they don't see me and say, "Hey, you're Stuart Little." Nope, that all goes to Michael J. Fox.
Oh my God.
Parkinson's fuck. Just because you have, you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna go and get a fucking flu shot, and I hope I get Parkinson's. Because if I get Parkinson's off a flu shot, people will forever remember me.
This is why we'll never be monetized.
This is why we'll never be monetized. And I say that with great, obviously, joke length behind it. I love Michael J. Fox. The shit you did for the future was great.
I've seen this one. How could you have seen it? It's brand new. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I'm a little pissed off that 2015 didn't scope out the way that you had promised, but I'm not going to hold any personal grudges.
We have hoverboards. They have wheels on them. That's not a hoverboard, you fucking idiot.
Because you have Parkinson's. So.
Because you have Parkinson's.
So, all negativity aside.
And I don't know if anybody who's listening, maybe not, who have ever played the Batman Arkham City series. But even the Joker and that, and I have no idea who voices that Joker, but that Joker even didn't get proper... Oh my god, Mike. No, you did not voice the Joker. Mike was doing a little finger wag to himself. He did not do the Joker. But that Joker, I don't know if I give a story behind how the Joker became the Joker.
Yeah.
The entire story of Arkham City is that he has a disease. He's given that same disease to Batman by injecting his blood to Batman, blah, 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 blah.
Which I don't think is scientifically plausible.
Shut up.
But we'll roll with it.
But that Joker is a different kind of insane than other Jokers are.
Yeah.
That Joker is genuinely just fucking criminally insane.
Yeah.
Like, every other Joker is kind of like, I make dark jokes, but I'm also a criminal mastermind. Yeah. This Joker isn't. This Joker blew up a bell tower because he fucking felt like it.
Well, except for Jared Leto, I don't think he even made any dark jokes.
I am ousting, ostracizing Suicide Squad for the duration of this.
You are comparing Suicide Squad to an ostrich?
No, because an ostrich
farms.
Ostrich farm. I had a video of us shouting that at a football game.
I know. I have that video too. I think it might
dark
be
day
on
for
my
America.
It might be on my IG, kids.
Oh my god, Mike. But no, I'm trying to finish this fucking tangent.
All right. He
makes that joke. Okay.
My goal. My goal is to get you off track. So
I know.
Say you forget your tangents.
He's told this joke. He's going on. He starts making like almost a political commentary. He said he was not on there for any political reason.
Yeah.
It's almost a personal vendetta.
Yeah.
Is exactly why he's on there.
Yeah.
He looks at Robert De Niro, or his character rather looks at Murray Franklin, and he says, "You played my video."
Yeah.
At that point when you walked all over me.
Yeah.
And told me I was shit and below you and blah blah blah. And Murray Franklin says, "You don't know the first thing about me." Bang!
Yeah.
You get what you fucking deserve.
No,
Shoots
you gotta edit the kapow.
Kapow. Yeah. You get what you fucking deserve, which is where that meme comes from. Shoots Robert De Niro's character. Blood splatters everywhere. There's a lot of gore in that movie.
Oh yeah, there is.
It almost felt like it was Quentin Tarantino doing it.
Yeah, especially for like the types of violence they go for, I guess, because there really wouldn't be that much blood. You want to try it out?
The goriest moment is in the apartment when he smashes his friend against the wall.
Yeah, and there's
fucking mutilates the guy.
Yeah, and there's just blood everywhere, and I was like, well, damn, is he gonna call someone to paint that wall? Or
I
what?
want to point out, you can see him turning insane at that point. He completely snaps.
Yeah.
Then sits against the wall and says, "It's okay, Gary. You can go."
Yeah.
Acts like nothing just happened.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can go.
Yeah.
I guess there's this. You're the one that was ever nice to me. Kisses him on the head and lets him out.
Yeah, that was. I'm not gonna lie. I was erect.
I was.
There's just something about midgets.
Oh my god. But yeah, he shoots Robert De Niro's character. He goes up. You don't even hear the rest of his message. He goes up to the camera. I want to point out, after he shoots Robert De Niro, as everyone's running around and screaming, he just sits there in the chair, with like not a grin, but like a smirk on his face. He sits there looking around, the insane fucking Joker. I'm doing like a weird kind of bird twitch of the head.
Yeah, once again, you are enacting.
Shut up
on the worst platform possible.
That's why I'm explaining what I'm doing. Just sits there.
And I'm drinking from a cup of water
Then he gets up, walks over to the camera. Live free ASMR.
That just spilled all over me.
That was fucking amazing.
I wish you would have got the video of that. So, folks, I just put my mouth and a cup up to the microphone to take a drink and make it intentionally loud, and it all just spilled right out of my mouth and fell out of my pant leg.
But
once again, this brings me back to high school, and the kids used to accuse me of pissing my pants. Of course, back then I had, actually pissed my pants. This time...
It's like the Billy Madison scene.
Yeah.
Go! We all piss our pants. Horse and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
And now the microphone's probably picking up on odd rubbing of the fabric of my pant legs.
So he goes up to the camera, says, and remember, says something, and then just cuts away. You never hear what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
He gets arrested. He's driving in a car. He starts laughing about what's going on.
Yeah.
That's like the only time
That's
he
when
laughs.
all the clowns are coming out, isn't it?
Yeah, all people are running around, fucking rioting in the streets.
Big ass riot of all these clowns. Once again, very erect. And we kind of intercut that scene with Bruce Wayne and Martha Kent being killed by...
Bruce,
you didn't even get that.
Not Bruce Wayne.
Oh, yeah, Thomas Wayne and Martha Kent being killed by... Yeah, it took you long enough to get that. Being killed by a clown.
Yeah, we see him be orphaned, which points to the fact that you
really should adopt America.
The entire country adopt America.
Yeah.
No.
If there's one takeaway from this film, it's that there is many kids becoming orphaned by the Knights, their parents getting shot by clowns. And you really should just...
Flashback to 2016 where there were killer clowns on the loose.
Keep a condom on your dick, go abort a kid. Or I guess you could just keep taking the pills and getting the shots in your arms, woman, but there's no guarantee. Damn it. My bicycle helmet has never proven me wrong. Zach's like pondering. He's like, can we release this? Have I went too far?
I've said I don't want to cut any of this. I just want to put it up completely raw.
Did I go too far at all?
I don't care. I'm going to put a fucking parental discretion.
Yeah, put parental advisory on this, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm from the West Coast.
So yeah,
baby.
We see Bruce Wayne be orphaned, which points out the fact that the Joker is like probably 20 or 30 years older than Batman is. We keep going along. One of the cops says to Arthur says, "I think this is fucking funny," and he goes, "Isn't it beautiful?" or something like that.
Yeah.
Then they get T-boned by an ambulance being driven by clowns,
which reminded me of No Country for Old Men.
Really?
Yeah, right when the bad guy in No Country for Old Men escapes, and it's like he's finally free, he just gets T-boned.
It reminded me of that scene in Back to the Future when we have to go 88 miles per hour, but the DeLorean won't start to get in front of a train.
Yep. Yeah.
We hit it. Let's go, Marty.
You can tell this movie took a lot of inspiration, which isn't bad by any means, but
that peak right there is me going Neum. I find that very amusing.
You gotta save the catchphrases that we do in these and then make them archival.
I'm gonna make a soundboard.
Yeah, and then
Neum.
we'll make a dubstep tape of just us making noises. Meow, Neum, meow, meow, kapoo.
Even Leonardo DiCaprio looks disappointed in you for that one. No, but
L-Dog is my dog, eh?
They get T-boned. Then you have a really slow kind of Quentin Tarantino-esque pan of the camera.
Yeah.
As you have the Joker, he's unconscious, but you have as if you were in the car with him.
Yeah.
You see the clowns come over, pull him from the car, sit him on the hood.
Yeah.
And then it's a really slow as he comes to. He stands up on the car.
Got some blood coming out of his nostril, if I remember right.
And his mouth and everything. He's bleeding every fucking where.
Yeah.
He gets up. He does his weird dance.
Yeah.
That becomes the Joker's signature dance.
Like a victory dance. Yeah.
What becomes the Joker's signature pose of the arm stretched out. You know. Proceeds to take his blood and paint the smile on his face with his blood, and that right there is what gave me the chills.
Yeah.
It was nothing else in the movie. It was not his mother abusing him. It was not him killing his mother, killing anybody else. It was not the T-bone. It was not shooting Robert De Niro. It was him very calmly, very collectively, just going and just painting his own smile on his face and smiling to the crowd, posing, and becoming the Joker. All
the urine that I had saved from before the film, when I had my last beverage, just shot out.
I remember the girl that I was with.
Her urine came out too?
No. I watched like at several points in the movie kind of like sit back and like not sit back but like her eyes grew wide. She kind of covered a little bit from the screen.
You see
but that scene right there, she like went like she like covered her face.
Yeah.
Not like her eyes but like she like cringed
and
almost.
you know how the girl I took was not normal? She didn't find any of it weird. She was just like, that's me on a Wednesday. That's me on a Tuesday.
That's me when I'm on my cycle.
Oh my god, I'm glad I'm not the only one being so explicit. I love it. I am taking Zach and I am throwing him through the ringer.
I have to find the perfect moment. I don't make moments, I wait for the moments.
In this corner weighing 160 pounds is Mike Barkhoff, and weighing, how much do you weigh?
140.
140 pounds is Zach Delfs, and we are coming to steal your bitch.
I already have one. She's not a bitch. She's lovely.
Never mind.
She's adorable.
Never mind.
She's like a little squirrel.
Retcon what I just said. In this corner wing.
This little bit is me just loving her. This is you yelling. Retcon.
In this corner, me weighing 175. No, I fucked that up. I was thinking of it. Me weighing 160 pounds. I am loosely walking through your back door with a lit cigar, examining your best plants.
Do you hold a cigar with two fingers? Do you like that? Like the V, or do you do it with just like that?
I do everything with the V.
I personally prefer
it depends,
both ends.
It depends on the length of the cigar.
Really?
I mean the width of the cigar.
Really?
Yeah. If I'm smoking a big one.
I like how I'm trying to ask like that, but there's no.
Yeah,
I'm asking if you use like the
there.
peace sign to hold your how people hold cigarettes
the peace
versus
sign
like the
or the how you hold a
like the Blofeld kind of how he held the cigars like
yeah
see here that's not Blofeld
but Blofeld never smoked anything that was in terms of Blofeld never smoked anything in terms of width that was smaller than like at least 8 millimeters.
Everything he smoked looked like it belonged.
It looked like he literally had picked up a giant dog's turd. Like Spaceballs.
Anytime you see like a picture of Winston Churchill smoking, how he holds the cigars. That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Of how you hold a cigar, but I guess I don't know.
Yeah. No, it depends on the width of the cigar for me. Sometimes I'll do the peace sign. Sometimes I'll do the signature
pinch.
Blofeld. Yeah, the pinch. There we go.
The pinch.
That's
the pinch
or
the piece.
For. And you know why we couldn't think of pinch? Because
we're
of
retarded.
The fucking modern day rappers. Young Pinch. I don't give a shit how young you are. Your pinch levels, that stays the same throughout your whole fucking life.
If you refer to yourself as young something, you can only have that until you're like 23.
I know. Yeah, and that young Pinch dude, he was like 19 and he came out with a song called When I Was Young.
You're 19.
Bitch,
you're still a
young.
fetus.
Yeah. You might as well make it When I Was a Fetus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
and it's sad because
imagine if like Lil Wayne had a growth spurt.
Yeah.
He could call himself Lil Wayne no more.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh shit, I broke 6 foot.
Yeah.
Now I'm moderate Wayne.
Yeah. But like Eminem, if he ever goes through a phase, he's got all this shit to lean on. Peanut butter M&Ms, caramel M&Ms. Like if he's feeling soft, he can be crunchy. I mean, chewy. If he's feeling a little harder, so like Kamikaze, that should have been crunchy M&M.
Crunchy M&M.
Yeah, crunchy M&M presents Kamikaze.
Peanut. And then whenever he's feeling like particularly just kind of wacky, he's Peanuts M&M.
Yeah.
Whenever he's feeling like he has made a serious mistake in his life, he's pumpkin spice M&Ms.
Yeah.
Or white chocolate M&Ms. They're both fucking terrible.
Yep, they were.
Since when was pumpkin spice a thing that everything had to be? At you and I, whenever it comes to like the fall season, we have a soft serve ice cream machine in the dining center. The middle
pumpkin spice.
The middle one is pumpkin spice ice cream.
Zach, I will explain to you the origin and the popularity rise of pumpkin spice. Taking place.
Starbucks existed.
No.
Really.
There's a lot more to it. So before
first
Christ,
came Starbucks.
Before Christ.
Then became the white girl.
We must go before Christ.
Before Christ.
Starbucks. A chicken laid an egg. That egg produced a white girl. She was very cliche, but she grew and she unfortunately had offspring.
Unfortunately,
and they all had the same issues.
And
it's all about how you oil them.
We need to intervene here. Her offspring she had with a hipster
Oprah
who
Winfrey.
only drinks craft beer.
Yep. Yes.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey. And the white
Ellen
women
DeGeneres.
just continued growing, and one of them one day said, "I'll make a Starbucks," in that exact voice because that's how they sound. I'll make a Starbucks.
No, you forgot. Like, I'm totally gonna make like a Starbucks.
Like, I'm totally gonna make a Starbucks. Nobody get in my way, or else I will shove you lightly.
How many minutes have we not been talking about Joker?
I don't know. We should probably get back into it. Okay, getting back into the Joker, folks. I'm sorry for the long delay. That was mainly barking. I mean,
that was madness.
That was mainly Barkhoff's fault.
That was madness.
Yeah, that was Madden 08 if you prefer. Okay, so where were we at with the Joker? Yes, and then
I just finished like my recount of it. How that was like.
Yeah.
I pointed out before. That was probably like 20 minutes ago now, but that I've never had a movie give me chills before.
Yeah.
Ever, and it was that moment
what I really liked that I feel like a lot of people didn't really admire as much as me because of like everything that you just recounted was the ending when he's in Arkham Asylum and they're like questioning him.
Yes.
And then he starts laughing crazily and he runs off and there's just like bloody footprints.
Yeah, and I pointed out to a friend of mine who had seen it and we were arguing about it because she didn't like the movie very much. She said it didn't make a whole lot of sense. And I said, you need to remember, it's about the Joker, his spiral into madness, blah, 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 blah. But same kind of stuff I told you about why it ramped up so quickly and why it was so sudden.
Yeah.
But I pointed out, I said, when you think about it, he was not as big of a criminal as he later turns out to be.
Yeah.
Because his kill count by the end is only 6 people.
Yeah.
Unless you count the counselor, but it is implied that she is also murdered.
Yeah.
By the bloody footprints. His kill count's only 7.
Yeah. And I have a larger kill count than that. That is rookie numbers.
All them flies. No.
No, people.
Oh.
Family.
Liberals, really, actually. No. So, like, 7 murders is still a lot of murders.
Yeah.
It's like, there's like an episode of Doctor Who where it's like, is 4 a lot? Depends. Dollars, no. Murders, yes. But, like, by Joker standards and by DC standards, he's not that big of a criminal.
Yeah.
For a villain in DC.
Because Heath Ledger's kill count was well into the teens.
He exploded an entire hospital.
Hundreds.
Potentially thousands. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, the boat, too. Did he end up blowing up one of those boats? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I need to rewatch The Dark Knight.
I know. All 3.5.
We should go back. We should watch, like, every major Batman film since Jack Nicholson.
89.
And then make a list of our top Jokers and why they're our favorite.
Yeah.
We'll make some good.
Well,
we will not include Suicide Squad.
Jared Leto is my favorite. No, he's not. He is at the bottom of my list.
And when I say every major Batman film with Joker in it. Yeah. Thus, we completely discount Batman vs. Superman.
I already have my list. It's a hard top 2, but it's between Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix. The only reason I don't think they should even be compared, honestly. But if I were to choose
one... They really shouldn't be.
If I were to choose one just because of the fact that he died soon before the role... Heath Ledger, because like it was like his last full-time committed performance, and that really does stick with you, just like kind of how Swimming is like my favorite Mac Miller album, just because like that was the last glimpse you got to see at their artistic life before they passed, But Joaquin Phoenix did great, and honestly, like he almost takes the throne from Heath Ledger for me, just because he had a whole movie, and it was the first time we got to see that side of things. So I would almost rank them like both number 1 for doing what they were trying to do.
Each Joker has what they bring to the table. We won't include Jared Leto
because Jared Leto is on the second.
What he brought to the table was autism.
What he brought to the table was the mashed potatoes that didn't get fully cooked during Thanksgiving.
He brought that nasty ass casserole. Yeah. But you're like, is that even really food?
Yeah.
And it turns out he'd made it from like leftovers.
He's the type of person to bring the water container over to the table, and then everyone's like, "Oh, come on, man, water, fucking water," or the burnt rolls.
He's the guy that goes to like Walmart and buys like Loft House cookies and calls that his dish.
He fucking puts them in the microwave or the oven or whatever you want to fucking put them in, and then he's like, "Oh, I just cooked these cookies myself."
I'm gonna put a table of contents in the description. It's gonna be like. Discussing the Joker, Part 1. Tangent number 1. Part 2. Tangent 2.
Yeah.
And at the very end, like, this point's going to be slamming Jared Leto.
And discussing Christmas and Thanksgiving meals.
Yeah. Why Jared Leto's the worst.
Yeah.
But, like, each
why
Joker...
pumpkin pie is the best. Why eggnog is the best. Speaking of eggnog. I am almost done with my book. I'm not actually almost done with my book, but I did want to announce my book. It's called Are You There, Eggnog? It's me, Mike.
Nog, nog. Who's there? Eggnog!
Wham!
That's what you fucking deserve.
Kapoo!
No, each Joker, even like Jokers that are portrayed out kind of like out of the mainstream DC.
Yeah.
Like
myself.
When I say that, I mean like in video games, like in
You
the
remember
Batman
Jared
Arkham.
performed as the Joker once?
Our Jared?
Yes.
For what?
For our thanks, Zach, for our web series called Batman. It was before you were with us. It was before your time.
Before my time.
Yeah.
I was 14 when I joined.
Yeah, we were.
Badger
I want to
TVO.
say we were 12 and 13 when we made this.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there was a
Oh,
lot. It was filmed on a camera.
Fetus.
Nobody dressed up. So like Batman the whole time was just not dressed up. Like
That was my most clever disguise yet.
and like I played like 7 fucking bad guys, but it was made even worse, more so by the fact that like when we started filming, I had long hair and then I got a haircut like 2 episodes in, so I went from having long hair to short hair, and I played 7 different people, and you know, like still to this day, it's like I don't know who I was. Like
It's Batman having identity crisis.
Yeah, it's bad. But Jared put on just a clown mask, and he was Joker. And Jared, you made the top of my list.
Number 1,
Yep.
Jerry Van Allen,
Yep.
age 12.
I forgot all about that until we were just done with that tangent. So Heath Ledger, fuck you. Joaquin Phoenix, fuck you. You guys both tried, but you did not come close.
You said fuck you to a dead man.
Oh.
And also Joaquin Phoenix.
Yep. Now I'm gonna be a dead man.
Yeah. I feel like Joaquin. By the way, I
Did
want
you
to
know
point
his
out.
brother died? Similar to Heath Ledger's death, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. But what I was going to talk about was.
It's not sad. I find it funny. Full on erection. Yeah, best Joker laugh. Do it.
I can't do a Joker laugh. I can do like a.
I can do it.
You know Mark Hamill's voice he does for the Joker?
Yeah.
In the anime series? I can do kind of a Joker. Kind of like that. It's not very good.
Yeah.
I've not like practiced that one.
I think I could do it decent.
There's my rubber ducky, and he is my friend.
Until the that's actually kind of good. I'm trying to do the so from Arkham City, because he's sick, he coughs a lot in it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And whenever I was like first trying to get into voice acting, that was one of the things I practiced was that particular voice and that particular laugh and trying to cough through all the
You're
time.
making fun of a sick person, you sick fuck.
And that. And do you remember when Danny DeVito played the Penguin?
Oh, of course. I think he did great.
He is.
Yeah. But that's what I like about those Batman movies.
It reminds me of Waluigi.
They were still super cheesy, but
Waluigi.
But it was like reflective of the James Bond films at that point too. It was like acceptable to be overly cheesy.
Yeah.
So I really like Penguin showing up on a giant ass rubber duck and
Do you remember? Did you know?
But then it got super serious and he had that bloody nose and he just went full on fucking berserk.
Did you know that? You remember that monkey that was in that movie?
Yeah.
That brought Danny DeVito the message.
Yes.
So Danny DeVito had like a massive fat suit underneath that coat and everything. And whenever they were filming it, like when they were doing like a test run of it, the monkey just full on took a massive bite out of the fat suit right by Danny DeVito's crotch. I learned that the other day actually because I was watching an interview with Danny DeVito.
Like little known facts or whatever. Oh, an interview with Danny DeVito. You just answered my question before I had the full chance to actually unload the question at you. You were answering it in the process of me asking the question.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. We're going on.
But
Mike just had a stroke.
But no, that's kind of what I practiced doing that particular Joker laugh.
Yeah.
I can only kind of do, and it's not very good. I can try to do it. Would you like me to try to do it? The Mark Hamill.
Yeah, do it.
It is I, the clown prince of crime.
Well,
That's the best I can do.
I've
not practiced it very much
I am
in a
going
very
to
long
have to
time.
urine under.
His piss was ejaculated with such force that it went through the chair.
I meant to say, I am going to have to mop under my chair. But I said, I am going to have to urine under my chair. Oh my God. I've been slurring words left and right ever since.
Hello, Batman.
Just I, the Joker.
Oh, hi there.
Well, hi there, Joker.
We should make a Batman movie where he has an extremely high-pitched voice. Let's not forget about the Joker from the College Humor series. Where does he rank on this? Those are so funny, by the way.
I think he's like, so there's Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur.
Yeah.
There's Joaquin Phoenix as like the Joker.
Yeah.
I think between those two is what the College Humor Joker is.
Oh my God, he is so funny.
It goes Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur, College Humor Joker, Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, and then Mark Hamill, Jack Nicholson.
That was honestly like one of the
Batman
funniest
Arkham City
things that has ever
Lego
been
Batman.
Done. Like
Lego Batman 2. Lego Batman the movie.
Batman fucking hits his hand and he's like, that's my balloon tie hand. and then Batman's like, I'm sorry, I beat up the wrong clown. Do you want my telescope?
And then under the clown from the episode of SpongeBob that they're walking away from the Krusty Krab, and Mr. Krabs says, "Not you, you can stay."
Yes.
Under him is Joaquin
Jared
Phoenix
Leto.
as the Joker, as the clown beginning of the film.
Yeah.
And then there's the clown that he murders in his apartment.
And then there's Jared Leto.
And then there is the OG clown, Jimmy Fallon. And then there's...
And then there's Jared Leto.
No.
Does he not even get on this?
No, I'm trying to think of more clowns that I know.
Because Jared Leto was that bad.
Yeah.
He was pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. When I first saw Suicide Squad, I didn't mind it. Mainly, but only because of Will Smith and Margot Robbie.
I think, honestly, I could not enjoy it, period. Because they wanted to make a completely different character set based off of already established characters.
And not even just that, but like they were trying to make it too much of a comedy, but at the same time too serious. They just did not know what the fuck they were going.
But the one thing is,
much?
The Joker is an established character, and it's like it's okay to change a few aspects, like Jack Nicholson, Mark Hamill, Joaquin Phoenix, Heath Ledger. It's okay to change a few things.
Yeah.
But you have to maintain that base character. Who is he? A fucking lunatic in clown face that wears a suit and is a fucking lunatic. Yeah. It's like James Bond. Yeah. You have to maintain that base character.
Yeah, he's got to wear a watch.
Even between Roger Moore, Sean Connery, and what's his name? Daniel Craig.
Timothy Dalton, too.
Between those three, let's say, they still have a base character of James Bond. He wears suits. He likes martinis. He likes women when they're naked around him.
Yes, exactly. And he wears watches. And
his intro scenes are way overdone.
Yep. In fact, the project that I wrote, if it does end up being James Bond, or if we do end up changing it, that was one thing that like I thought about was like if it is James Bond, I want it to be different. So I didn't even have an intro scene. Yeah. That was one thing I like.
Just starts in.
It really does.
Forget it.
It just like the first part is a whole. It would basically.
Did you know that Star Wars was the first movie to have the credits at the end? Because people got pissed off because George Lucas did not like how long it took for movies to start. Yeah. They did all the credits at the beginning. Yeah. So we're gonna do it at the end because nobody watches them anyway. Nobody cares. Yeah. Which is why that after Star Wars is when they all spread at the end. Yeah. Because I think it was like I think it was like he loved James Bond.
But it's ironic because he still had a long ass intro with words.
Yeah, he did. But that was more like explaining the story up to that point.
And honestly, the Star Wars theme, God, fucking awful. I wish it would have been the Simpsons character off on the side being like,
they should have played it with kazoo.
Yeah, yeah. No,
they
but
should
like
have done armpit farts.
That's what's awesome about Star Wars is that like I'm not an overt Star Wars fan, but like everything about Star Wars is just OG.
Well, that's what it is. Underneath.
Because even the James Bond theme got changed drastically throughout the course of those films. But Star Wars, that theme is just
that's what I know.
Yeah.
That's what I know how to play.
The new ones are...
The new ones are sung by Adele.
Yeah. And Sam Smith.
And Sam Smith.
Not Granny Smith.
But that's what it was. It was underneath the clown that Joaquin Phoenix murders in cold blood.
Yeah.
Is the Twi'lek dancer in Star Wars. I knew I was missing someone.
No,
I feel like We are at an hour 10. That's a pretty good, kind of wrapping up point.
Especially because we have not even been talking about the Joker.
No, we talked about it pretty solid, and we went off tangents. Because how we do.
Yeah.
One thing we need to point out about Barking Vans, not Barking Vans, fuck it's called Live Free.
Live Free.
Whenever Mike and I get
really
together.
Shows commitment.
When Mike and I get together. Fuck it. When Mike and I get together is.
Did you just call me Bike?
When Mike and I get together, it is.
I liked it.
Mike Markov. That's a throwback. Whenever Mike and I get together, it is tangent after tangent after tangent.
Yeah.
And we'll not stay on one subject. Don't even expect it to. We got to talk for an hour about one thing.
So if you see something online and it's like Mike and Zach go to the zoo or something, odds are it'll be like 15 minutes at the zoo and 50 minutes of us at the food court.
At Dairy Queen or whatever. Yeah.
Discussing with the chef the best type of hot dog meat.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. I get into mean conversations with chefs over the best.
Especially, I want to point out, especially, we towards the end, we're never gonna be on topic anymore.
Oh no, we never will be.
It will break off. It will go crazy.
No, it will.
We will try to keep ourselves on topic, but it will never be strictly one thing. That's why I'm gonna say it's gonna be Mike and Zach discuss the Joker in parenthesis and other stuff.
So if you got a problem with that, fuck you.
Or the title's gonna be general.
Speaking of that, I don't know if this is entirely unrelated, and we could probably discuss this after recording, but I just kind of wanted to discuss it while recording because I think it's kind of funny. So I don't know if you've seen on Facebook, but I decided to re-release a web series of ours. Well, not re-release, but release a web series of ours that was originally delayed called Down, and it's just going to be in the Barking Vans channel. I didn't even go to you for it. I was just sitting here one night.
Fine.
Okay, yeah, I didn't.
We are on the same pedestal. You act like I'm above you for some reason. It's like this is entirely your thing, dude. You come to me for you'll come to me for permission for random things. It's like, hey, dude, I wrote this 88-page thing. Is it okay? I'm like, you wrote 88 pages. What do you mean, is it okay? You already did the thing.
Yeah. Well, I just found that funny because, to me, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't even give a shit. I'm just doing my own thing.
You just flipped off the microphone.
Yeah, once again, bad area to reenact. But anyway, we have stumbled, we have tried, and we have failed to stay on topic for more than an hour and 15 minutes.
I feel like,
yet again.
I feel like one more little bit. Ending of these things will always be and I don't think it'll be live streams. I'm thinking live streams are gonna be more random now as well because YouTube's a piece of shit. Yeah. And right now it's more difficult for us to get together do these things.
Yeah.
So live streams are no longer on a schedule. They are as we see fit to record one pretty much and to release one. So things like this might be interspersed with those, where it's just discussions or stuff like that. We are potentially going to be re-releasing. I've been looking at a lot of stuff, reviving Unscripted.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we're going to call it Unscripted or just Live Free Shorts or whatever, or Living Free. I think would be a good name.
Eat My Shorts.
Eat My Shorts. I think that's actually copywritten.
I don't give a shit.
I think Fox has that copywritten.
We could do.
I don't know for certain though.
Yeah, we'll
I think that was on a list of top 10 bizarre copyrights, and that was one of them.
We'll figure something out.
But
I would like to dedicate this special Joker review today to Heath Ledger, who I made a lot of jokes at, and Mac Miller, who I mentioned once. Michael J. Fox.
Heath Ledger, who I made a lot of jokes about. Mac Miller, who I mentioned once.
Michael J. Fox, I really hope the Parkinson's is doing good, and I hope it gets out of hand. This is like me in rehab. This is me apologizing to everybody who I have done wrong. Jerry Van Howen, I hope you recover well from your horrible train wreck accident. Zach Delfs was in a horrible toxin plant accident, and
I hope he's doing well.
I
sent my best regards to him and his family.
This is like Anchorman 2, Brick at his funeral.
Brick, you're not dead. I'm not dead.
Yeah,
that peak right there is me being Brick. I love Steve Carell.
I know.
I just Steve Carell is probably my favorite comedian. He's not even a real comedian, but he's my favorite comedic actor.
He really doesn't need to be a comedian though, because he would be fucking hilarious.
I feel like there are some people who I think would be much better as an actor and a comedian just because they're really good at writing. The Office. Steve Carell was so good at writing some of that stuff out. I think he was not the sole writer of it, obviously.
Yeah, but he was.
But some of those things that he has written are amazing.
Yeah. It's Britain.
I think most of that scene where they're like doing the CPR and Dwight comes up and goes,
my God,
"Step one, harvest the organs." I think Steve Carell wrote all that.
Yeah, that was a hilarious scene. The Office is a great show.
But Steve Carell is genuinely one of my favorite
that is
people of all
another
time.
thing I would love to do is if we like started filming the writers' room and shit of Live Free and like the production and shit, and then like every Christmas we put out like a 6-episode like version of The Office of us, because I think it would just be hilarious.
And instead of the piano, da da da, it's like an ear rape.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it so much that I might just fucking orgasm all over the papers with the ideas on.
Stop it.
God damn it. We have found a way to get off track in the process of trying to figure out a way to.
We have managed to get off track while being off track. That's what has happened there. That's how special we are.
Yeah, we are.
No, but by the way, one more little point. This is like now just the end discussion where we've exhausted the Joker. Yeah. Cause did you have any like closing comments about the Joker though? By the way. Because I talked a lot about it. Most of this was me talking about Joker, but
and me just kind of like being the side commentator.
Yeah, I mean, you did.
I did a lot of.
You did contribute, but
some shit.
But like any genuine thoughts that aren't stupid ass jokes.
Yeah. 2019 has been a very slow year for films. I would say.
It's definitely
it's just been shit. And the Joker, I think it's
is it Joker? Just Joker?
I think it's just Joker. Joker was a really good movie, hands down. I would probably give it an 8.5 out of 10, honestly. There wasn't much wrong with it, and what I did think was wrong with it, I told Zach when he asked me what I thought about it, and he kind of like changed my perspective of it, because he that's the good thing about being friends with other writers, is that other writers sometimes pick up on shit that you didn't. So it was a great film. Joaquin Phoenix did a great job. And honestly, it's probably in my top 5 movies of 2019 so far.
Was there any other big name actors in that other than Robert De Niro and Joaquin Phoenix, or was it just those two?
The girl that he talks to is fairly big name, but I can't remember her name.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like Joaquin Phoenix and I think Robert De Niro are the only two big names. And obviously, Martin Scorsese was a producer.
Oh yeah.
And Todd Phillips.
No, he wasn't a producer. He was at first.
Right.
Yeah.
But like those two are big names in directing and screenwriting.
Yeah.
But as far as acting goes, which I think says a lot about, because it's now.
That was actually one of their intentions, was to cast a lot of lesser known people.
I think it's gotten to the point. I don't know if you heard, but it is now the top grossing rated R film of all time. And that says a lot, only having Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro as the big names of the film.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know the name for Thomas Wayne sounded familiar, but I can't think of what it was now. But it was a familiar name to me.
Yeah.
But
I can't even recall. But I want to say that the girl that he was talking to, she was in another movie that was fairly well known just recently, but I can't think of her name. So if I can't think of her name,
I do. Want to put one more thing out though about just the actors though.
Yeah. There
are some actors that you see them in one thing and you can never unsee them from that one production.
Yeah, like Samuel L. Jackson.
But but sometimes he can do well enough to the point where you can, because I saw Star Wars Episode 2 before I saw most of their films, before I really got into movies, so I see him as Mace Windu in pretty much everything.
Yeah.
However, when I saw Django Unchained, I did not see him as Mace Windu. I saw him as as Leonardo DiCaprio's kind of right-hand man in the film.
That's what I find very interesting about, this is not joke related, but Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston, I never thought that I would see, I didn't know for the longest time he was a dude from Malcolm in the Middle. And then when I found that out, I was like, what? Because he played the role of Malcolm in the Middle so well. I never would have imagined someone going from a comedy like Malcolm in the Middle to something like Breaking Bad. But he did, and he did great. And that's the thing, like Joaquin Phoenix, for the longest time, whenever I watched his films, I was reminded of his character in Signs.
Yeah, and I never really saw much of Joaquin Phoenix before Joker.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw him in Walk the Line.
Yeah.
But
like even in The Master, which is a really great film, he does a really good job playing his characters as he always does. But I still got that kind of like young man vibe that he had in Signs. Mm-hmm. But in Joker, I didn't get any of that. And I mean, it's probably partially because he like grew out his hair for the role and lost a lot of weight, so he looked different.
And by the way, he did say that losing that much weight for the role about made him go crazy because he had to lose so much.
Yeah, they actually could not do any reshoots.
Yeah.
Like once the film completed shooting, they had to make sure everything was good because he was so small with weight. Yeah.
But like one of the people that I was like, Robert De Niro, and I've seen a lot of his movies.
Oh yeah.
Casino, Heat, Godfather Part 2, Goodfellas, Raging Bull. Yeah. All the movies he's been in.
Those are also Martin Scorsese films. If you didn't know.
Took me.
Except for Godfather 2.
It took me until just before he got shot to figure out that was Robert De Niro.
Yeah, see, that was one of the things I was very excited about going into the film a few months ago, but then I forgot all about it when I was going to the theater, so it was a nice surprise. I was like, oh yeah.
The thing is, I think I just rewatched Heat.
It's a great film. Actually, Heat uses a technique that I applied in Bond v Batman, where the good guy and the bad guy never appear on screen together. There's only like one scene.
There's only diner scene and then at the end, is it?
Yeah, there's only like 2 scenes where they're in the same camera frame together. So me and Grant, when we were
what if I do put you down? Or what if I do find myself boxed in?
Yeah. So me and Grant, we only appeared in any like same camera shot together. I want to say like 3 times throughout Bond v Batman. That was something I really wanted to stick to.
I'm thinking that same kind of technique right now for Series 2 of the Time Traveling Mafia.
Yeah.
Working title.
Yeah. Working title.
Yeah. I think right now I've changed its working title to Slipstream. But yeah, I'm kind of figuring out same kind of technique for that where you have Aaron Black and you have Dane the same. You have them together almost all the time. They're almost inseparable. Yeah. But sort of like Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker.
Wait, are we spoiling this project by discussing?
No, I don't mind talking about it a little bit. Okay. Because I want people to like understand what's going on when they go into it, so it's not a complete fucking mindfuck. Yeah. I don't want them to be like that much Doctor Who, but but the villain who I have him written down, but don't have him written down anywhere for Live Free to see yet. Okay. Because I'm currently writing it in, so it's sort of kind of a mystery of who. Yeah. So I know who it is. Yeah. And potentially the person playing the villain knows who the villain is.
But nobody else can.
Right. Yeah. I like that technique. I don't even know if the villain's going to know who the villain is. Yeah. It's just going to be kind of, they're doing their thing, and then at some point it'll be revealed who the big bad person is. And those 2 people will be maybe in a couple scenes here and there, but not, it'll be extremely rare for them to be. Yeah. You'll see them doing their own thing here and there. But
oh, and this is another thing. If this podcast is not uploaded to YouTube, should we go ahead and upload it to SoundCloud?
We can do both.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just go and do both.
Right. Okay. And then we'll upgrade to a SoundCloud where we can like start putting up all these event like ASAP. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna see if I can get it to.
Well, you also got the treat at the end of me and Zach going over some managerial notes.
Yeah, that was I don't mind talking about some of our projects.
Yeah, I don't.
At least a little bit. You know, I don't want to go too deep into a lot of our projects
especially because this is a Joker review.
Yeah, but like I said, at the end of it, I don't mind. Just going over a few things because. Yeah. The way I'm treating it is, here's a broad sense of what's going to be going on in this. Other's just going to happen. Yeah. You know. So, yeah. Basically, all in all, as I kind of to cap this off, Joker, like you said, was a very good film. Oh, yeah. To kind of give like my final word on it, my final kind of wrap it up for, impression, it was a very good film to me. I would give probably a solid 8, 8.5, maybe creeping up to a 9.
Yeah, I was thinking 9 at first.
But there were a few things personally, but they're all like really nitpicky things. They're not even worth mentioning. Yeah. You know, things that try to sit in the back of my head because, like I said, I don't call myself a screenwriter, but like I do write a lot. I write a lot. I go into special effects a lot. I look at this stuff, and there's a few things that just kind of didn't really make sense in my head. Yeah. But maybe it was how Todd Phillips envisioned it. Whatever.
Yeah, and I think he did do that technique very much.
Yeah. 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 Like, there's a lot of like ramping up to like there was another death that was never attributed to Arthur. Yeah. Was the detective shoots a guy by accident. Yeah. That was not directly Arthur's fault, you know. That entire scene when he's going to the studio, he's being chased by detectives across Gotham City.
Yep, yeah.
You know, but yeah, I would give it a solid, just below a 9 probably.
Yeah.
The acting was
Phenomenal.
great. I loved it.
Yeah.
The theme was dark as fuck.
Yeah.
It was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
If a bit, just like, it was never disturbing to me.
Yeah.
That was the thing. It was never disturbing, but it was enough to kind of make me have not uncomfortable, but an unpleasant kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it tense, keep it interesting.
Yeah, they did really good.
And the few spikes really got me.
Yeah.
And like
Fridge
I said,
scene.
like I said, the only movie to have ever given me chills by the end of it. Never have ever gotten that.
Yeah.
But from this movie, in my 19 years of existence.
Yeah.
So
weak. I'm only 19 also.
I don't know. No movie has really gotten to me in that way.
Yeah, this one they did a really good job, especially at the end of tying it up.
I think just because
they spend so much time making him.
There have been like calm killers before, like Hannibal
Ryan
Lecter.
Gosling and Drive. For real. He just casually kicks someone's head in an elevator cab.
Any Sith in a Star Wars movie before, Dexter Morgan, Hannibal Lecter, all these people.
Is Dexter Morgan?
From Dexter.
Oh, I didn't realize his last name was Morgan.
All these people who are like really just calm killers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's the way that.
Now I'm thinking of Tracy Morgan as Dexter.
It's like he does it really just really calmly, but really like you can tell he's
Bryan Cranston, Walter White.
But he was never. That's. But yeah, like I've gotten movies have disturbed me before. They've made me uncomfortable. Maybe like just disturbed.
Yeah.
What I mean. Heath Ledger did that his first incarnate, like his first appearance as the Joker.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of insanity though. But we can talk about that if we ever do a recap on all the Jokers.
Ronda Rousey in Expendables 3. I'm just kidding. That movie's god awful.
Oh my god. Not as bad as Terminator Genesis. Did you ever see that one?
Yeah, I saw it. I'm not proud.
See, the problem with Genesis, we'll wrap it up here very quickly, but the problem with my problem with Genesis was it had Matt Smith in it. And Matt Smith played in Doctor Who before that, and I'm a massive Doctor Who fan. I fucking love Doctor Who, and a lot of my writing style is adapted from Doctor Who. And Matt Smith was so good in Doctor Who. Yeah. And then Terminator Genesis happened. Yep. Like he has such a promising lead up from Doctor Who. Yeah. He could have gotten any fucking role. Yeah. And then that happened. Yeah. It's like David Tennant. David Tennant has just done movie after movie, show after show since Doctor Who. Yeah. Peter Capaldi's kind of had the same kind of run recently. Yeah. Matt Smith had Terminator Genesis. Yep. Yeah. Karen Gillan had Doctor Who, and then she went into Jumanji. Like. Yep. And Avengers. Yeah. So I do think that the new Terminator is going to be good though. I saw the trailer when I went to see Joker. The thing is, I thought the same about Genesis, and it wasn't. But even going to Genesis, I had mixed feelings about it. But looking at the what is it like Dark Fate, I think. Yeah. I think it looks pretty good, pretty promising coming up. Yeah, especially in comparison to like Salvation, Rise of the Machines, and Genesis. All of them. I saw when I saw Arnie come out of the shack, I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll go see it anyway. Yeah. But yeah, it's Judgment Day, baby. Oh yeah. I can't do an Arnold. I cannot do an Arnold. There's a good way to end this. Hasta la vista, baby. We'll be back.